Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the basement. Thanks so much for watching Ryan Express Trains. I appreciate the support. It's been a little while since I was able to make a video. We've just been busy, a lot of things going on with work, etc. But it was train show season here in the Mid-Atlantic, and I just recently, within about a 10-day period, attended 3 great shows. 2 of them I enjoyed personally more than the other, but all great shows. I attended the Strasburg 2-Rail O-Scale show a couple weekends ago. The same weekend was the Great Scale Model Train Show in Timonium, Maryland. And then this past weekend, Thursday through Saturday, was the TCA York show at the York Fairgrounds in York, Pennsylvania, which is a huge show, always awesome. It was great meeting so many of you, seeing lots of my fellow friends and modelers, and getting to meet some people that watch the channel. For those of you that came up to me and said hi and introduced yourself, it was a pleasure to meet you. Again, thank you so much. Your support means the world. I'll be honest, my biggest goal in doing this channel is just to promote model railroading because I love the hobby. I've been in the hobby most of my life and enjoy it. I enjoy the artistic side of the hobby, and I just think the camaraderie and the people, they're the best part of this hobby. So great seeing so many of you and meeting so many of you, and it was a great couple of weeks here with all these different train shows going on. And it got me thinking, I wanted to make a video anyway, and I didn't take much video clips at any of the shows. I'll be honest, the Strasburg show is a Saturday morning show. I was only at the Timonium show for about 2 hours, and the York show I was only able to attend on Thursday. Again, it's just been busy with work, so I was able to do what I could do. And I didn't want to spend the whole time vlogging each show. I wanted to enjoy the show and see people and talk to people, and it was great. And plus, I knew, especially with some of the 2 big shows, Timonium and York, that there's other YouTubers that are going to do full reports on those shows, and you can check out their channels and their videos. I've already watched several great videos on the York show. It was a great time, always a blast seeing everybody. And you might even say, aren't you a 2-rail O-scale guy? I am. I love the York show, though, even though it's more of a high-rail O-gauge show. There's so much stuff to see, and I was a high railer for 15 years, and there's always kind of a special place in my heart for high rail, and I enjoy, again, I love promoting the hobby, and I enjoy seeing friends and getting to participate in all of that. But while I was attending these shows, I got to thinking about a question, and I haven't done one of these kind of videos where I'm going to give my opinion on something, but that's what today's video is about. Hopefully you enjoy it. It's just my opinion. My whole life, I've heard this phrase, and if you're in model railroading, you know it because you've probably heard it too. Model railroading is dying. Really? That's not what I see. Again, I attended 3 shows here in the Mid-Atlantic. The Strasburg show, for instance, I'll just start there. That's a 2-rail show. Great attendance. It was extremely well attended. And not only was it well attended with a lot of the usual folks that I see at that show, I saw a lot of new people that I had never seen. That show's 3 times a year. I never miss it because it is specifically a 2-rail show. It's my favorite show, and I always find great deals there. In fact, in a future video, I'll show you some of the stuff I picked up at that show this year. Great attendance. I see more and more young modelers getting into 2-rail O-scale, which I love. That's one of the goals of this channel, is even just to promote 2-rail. I'm grateful for all the 3-rail guys that have incredible YouTube channels, and I enjoy watching them. But that was kind of lacking in 2-rail, which is why I started this channel. And it was great seeing so many people at Strasburg. That show was hopping. Everybody was having a great time. Timonium, I'll be honest, I got there in the afternoon. It was a rainy day. It looked like the attendance was okay. I've heard varying reports on that. I'm not going to get into that today. York, I was there on Thursday. I sold one of my 3-rail locomotives to somebody, and I was talking to him. He had just gotten to the show. This was about 2 hours after the show started, and he goes, wow, I'm at the show every time. He said, this is packed. I said, I was thinking the same thing. I said, there's people everywhere. And this was on the TCA Members Day. This wasn't Friday or Saturday when it was open to the general public. This was just for members. And the Orange Hall, the parking lots, I walked over to the Blue and Silver Halls, packed. There were people everywhere, and it was a great thing to see. So let me come back to the original question. We've heard this old adage, model railroading is dying. I don't think so, not by a long shot. Evolving, probably. But I'll say this, I think YouTube, especially during the pandemic, has done wonders for the hobby. So many of these guys, younger guys especially, but not just younger guys, so many craftsman guys, high rail guys, HO guys, N-scale guys. You know, we got the OGs on YouTube like Eric's Trains and James Wright's channel where he does HO product reviews. I know JD Stux has been on YouTube for a long time. We've got some of those originals. They've been doing YouTube videos for years promoting the hobby. But during the pandemic, I think with so many people at home, lots of guys just started shooting what they were working on in their basements. We were at home, we were working on our model railroads, we were building models, we were building structure kits, etc. Guys started shooting videos of that. And some of the stuff that you see, like Jensen's Trains, I think he has led a renaissance in interest in craftsman kits. I've always been someone that's loved craftsman structures because again, I love the art of model railroading. I'm very much into that. If you look around my layout, you watch some of my layout videos, you'll see there are a lot of craftsman kits and craftsman structures on the layout because I really appreciate the intricacy and the detail of those designs. When I was in HO scale between my high rail days and my 2-rail O scale days, my layout was full of craftsman structures. 5-7 years ago, I would have said that while the hobby wasn't dying, I felt like craftsman kits and the interest in craftsman kit models seemed to be waning because it just seemed like you could pick up gorgeous, wonderfully built or even just kit form of craftsman kits at train shows or on eBay for a song. Now, not anymore. And I think Jensen's Trains here on YouTube is a big reason why, because his whole channel is devoted to building craftsman kits. And I think he's gotten a lot of people, especially during the pandemic, people that got into model railroading or people that got back into model railroading and have started being willing to buy craftsman kits again and stuff. My friend Howard Zane, who's an incredible artist, he has been working nonstop recently building custom O-scale buildings for several clients, also a couple of HO buildings, but a ton of O-scale buildings. You can check out my friend Al Puglisi Trains channel. He kind of chronicles those builds and in fact posted another video this morning showing so many of the buildings that Howard has been building. There is so much interest again in the craftsman side of the hobby, and I love that. Even at Timonium, they have now what they call the Craftsman Courtyard. That started several shows ago, where it's literally kind of a show within a show, nothing of except craftsman kit manufacturers. And it's always cool to see what they're coming out with. And again, I don't think the hobby's dying. I think it's evolved. I think YouTube has been great for the hobby. I see so many people starting channels or following channels. You see so many new, I mean, even when I go in my recommendations on YouTube, it's nothing but new model railroad channel that I haven't seen after channel after channel. And I love seeing it. I think there is a renewed interest in the hobby. I think young people are getting in the hobby. Is it changing? Sure. You know, I'm a steam era modeler. I didn't see it live, but for me, again, my opinion, diesels don't do anything for me. Not that I won't stop at a crossing and watch a freight train roll. I will. I love trains. But personally, to model the diesel era, that doesn't excite me. To each their own, though. I love steam. I didn't see steam live. I go to heritage railroads and ride those as often as I can, especially here in the Mid-Atlantic, because I love seeing steam. It just, to me, it has such personality. And I would say the number of steam era modelers in the hobby might be in decline. But then I don't know, because I watch especially a lot of the high rail O-gauge guys. They're buying new Lionel and MTH steam locomotives, it seems, every other week, and they're so cool to look at. I think the hobby is alive and well. I think it's growing. I think it's thriving, in fact. Has it evolved? Absolutely. But I think that it is wonderful to see the amount of modelers getting involved, all the things at YouTube, the online, I think the Facebook groups, all these things. There's several great online forums that you can participate in. And I would encourage you, if you're new to model railroading, check those things out. Check out, there are countless Facebook groups, countless YouTube channels. pretty much, if you need to know how to do something, it's probably on YouTube. And that's another thing I love about YouTube with the model railroading. You kind of run into issue, man, how do I do this? I guarantee you can look it up and probably find a video of someone that's done it, whether it's wiring, scenery, DCC, programming a locomotive, whatever it might be. And the same with the Facebook groups. They're great. The camaraderie, being able to ask questions, share each other's work. I'm an admin on a couple of those groups. It's great. I love seeing everybody's work. I think the hobby is alive and well. I think the future is bright. I saw tons of kids at York. I saw tons of kids at Strasburg, Two Rail Show. I think the hobby, my kids are very much into the hobby. I think the future is bright. I think model railroading is thriving. And again, my opinion, just based on my observation. You might disagree, and that's okay. Everyone's welcome to their opinion. But when I hear somebody say, "Oh man, the model railroading, it's just dying," I don't think so. I think it's the opposite. In fact, the reason I'm in Two Rail O Scale is because of a YouTube channel, Terry Terrence's incredible YouTube channel, where he did several videos highlighting Two Rail O Scale layouts and what was possible, and not needing mammoth basements or huge space. And that's one of the things I'm hoping to do even with this channel, is just highlight some of those Two Rail layouts that are incredible to see. And again, I think the hobby's doing well. I love seeing all the videos. I love seeing all the stuff in social media. I don't typically do these kind of videos where I just rant, I guess, if you will, share my opinion, but I thought I'd do it today because I didn't take much video. I'll show a couple video clips that I did take from Strasburg and York. I wasn't really vlogging at those shows because I was enjoying talking to people and just looking at stuff and buying stuff, because that's one of the reasons we go to the shows, right, is to buy stuff. Like to come home with at least one thing, and I did that from those shows. But I thought, you know what, this is kind of a great opportunity to just talk about some of the cool things happening in the hobby. It was great to see such well-attended shows, and to see so many people, and again, people that just follow the channel. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe. Again, appreciate the support. It means the world. Be on the lookout. I'll have some new videos coming in the very near future. Try to show you some other things, some things we picked up from the show. I also want to show you I'm going to try to shoot this video later this week, how if you find a bargain item at a train show that maybe the paint and decal job is not great, how about 5 minutes with pan pastels can make a world of difference. I'm going to do a video on that hopefully later this week, so be watching for that. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you again soon.